Hi, I'm Crystal. Today I want to discuss the story called Death of a Salesman. I will discuss the characters of this story and the three main events. First, let's move on the characters. So, Willie Roman, he is a traveling salesman. He is a person who is very eager to succeed, but even though he tried many ways to realize his American dream, he still failed. Due to the increasing pressure in life, his physiological problems also appeared. The second character, Biff Roman, is Willie's eldest son. He was a star in high school, but he couldn't graduate because he failed math. Before his trip to Boston, Biff believed in his father's stories and accepted his father's philosophy. But after knowing the truth, he did not live as his father expected. And the third character, Linda Roman. She is Willie's wife. He loves her husband deeply, and even if Willie wants to give up, Linda is still encouraging her husband. Although Willie is often rude to her, he still accepts all his shortcomings, and her emotional power affects Willie. Okay, let's move on the first event. The first event to talk about is Biff and Happy talked about the reason why Biff came home. Biff explains that he came home because he was dissatisfied with his job. Biff thinks that owning his own farm and working in it is the most ideal, and talks to Happy about his dreams and invites Happy to work with him. So this event represents young people's yearning for the future and young people's eagerness to achieve a better life after fulfilling their dreams. But the reality is not as ideal as dreams. Young people have to accept reality and work hard for their dreams. And here is the quote in the story and the connection with my own experience. So here's a quiz. And I'm also very longing for the future, and I also know my dreams and the life I want to in the future. I love painting, so it is not easy to become an artist. Painting inspiration, painting skills, and the cost are all things that must be considered. So when I imagine my dreams, I feel very happy, but the process of realizing my dreams is very difficult. The second event talks about Willie deceived Linda to see that his sales were $1,200. But after careful calculation, Linda found that Willie had exaggerated his sales, and the actual sales were only $212. In the end, Willie had to admit his sales and become anxious, but Linda has been comforting him and encouraging him to do better. And this event represents Willie accelerated the sales to make Linda think that he was successful, which means that he could not accept the reality that he did nothing. He wanted to deserve himself to expect reality, but was eventually seen through by Linda. His anxiety also stemmed from his failure, but Linda chooses to encourage William because of love, which expresses Linda's love for her husband and her love for the family. And here's the quote and the connection. So, in my opinion, escaping from reality is not the correct way to solve problems, but in my cases, I also choose to avoid problems to escape from reality. It's like I didn't get good grades, but I deserved myself that it was not important or ignored the grades, but this is what's wrong. Okay, let's move on to the final event. The final event talks about Beef found out that his father had cheated on other women. Beef was very angry. He stopped admiring his father and instead said Willie was a liar. Beef no longer believed what his father Willie had said, and his version of the future was shattered. This represents the breakdown of Beef's fatalities, and the relationships between the father and son has become very poor. This has a great negative impact on Beef, because the broken image of his father in Beef's heart causes him to have no confidence in his father or himself. So the quote is from the page 19.5, and the connection is I think that the redemption of the image of the parents in the children's mind will have a great impact on the children. From my own experience, I have always admired one of my aunts. She's very beautiful, but one day I knew that he never cared about her children, always drinking and having fun outside for her own happiness. After that, I didn't have a good impression of her, and even thought he was a selfish person. So that's all my presentation about this story. Thank you for watching.